Ever since Zack Snyder invented the concept of Superman in 1999, nobody could possibly live up to the perfect version that he invented. I'm just gonna cut the bit. Anyway, here we go. James Gunn talks about Zack Snyder's influence on Superman. Heads will be rolling with this one. There will be chaos. There's going to be DC World War 983.7 in the comments of everything and every single article that talks about this. But here we go. Yes, James Gunn has said that he looked at Man of Steel and the DCEU, and some of the things that Zack Snyder did in fact influence his Superman. Now, most people will stop right there, but that's not me, because we need to talk about what else he said, because people are choosing to take pieces and conveniently leave out the other important stuff, which, hey, you gotta form a narrative, right? Why tell people the entire quote when you can take one part of it and flip it any way you want, you know? So this comes at us from James Gunn talking about how he looked at everything Superman across the board, including all the live action, cartoons, comics, and all that. And when asked about Zack Snyder's stuff, he said that there was a lot of excellent stuff in there that Zack Snyder did with Man of Steel. And that he used that and the DC animated universe as another source of inspiration for Superman. Now, obviously, if we look at the set photos and what we see so far from Superman, right? We know that Superman at one point is like being taken in by the authorities. Yeah, you know, Zack Snyder did that. Automatically the parallel is there. And there's probably the way that combat is handled with Superman in this film. Superman and Lois even did it. Hey, look at that. Keeping up my quota of making sure I mention Superman and Lois in almost everything I talk about Superman in. Because look at the Superman fights in that. Even Supergirl on CW. They were doing that style of fight where, you know, you're looking at it from over the cape and then he like zooms in and punches them and the camera catches up with them. Again, that's become a standard. Now, James Gunn is probably going to put a little bit of a twist on it. Did Zack Snyder invent that style? Not really. He took it from other films, just not with superheroes, you know? Like, we've seen that same type of camera angle in multiple pieces of content where you got the action scene, then the camera zooms in a weird way. It's like shaky handheld camera. I mean, the first time I remember seeing that was Star Wars Attack of the Clones, and there was even hints of that in the Matrix sequels. So again, you know, I get what he's saying. He had to look at what Zack Snyder did because he was probably taking notes. I want to do this like that. Maybe I'm doing a little bit too much of this, pull back on that. Hey, definitely don't do that. You know, he's heard the criticism, he knows. So there you go. Take a victory lap if you were hoping for Zack Snyder's influence to be felt in more Superman content, because quite honestly, it was always going to be. He left a mark on it for better or for worse. And, you know, there's definitely going to be a lot of things that are different. For one, there's already been some pretty interesting changes to some of the lore and the characters' names. And I mean, they probably are trying to get away from the Martha moment at all costs. Well, everybody, thank you for watching that video. And as always, you can like, subscribe, share, do whatever you will. Check out the recommended video that's popped up somewhere on the screen. And also, if you would like additional content, including more discussions and more unfiltered content, check out what we offer to the members section, which has new videos going up all the time.